Have you ever had the experience of deep connection? Now, I don't even mean with another person, like with your partner or something like that. I mean in a more casual way, maybe with your pet or with somebody else's pet, or when you're walking out in nature and everything's just right and you feel grounded and connected. If you've had an experience like that, stay with me. We're going to explore the power that lies in those types of experiences. Connection is a beautiful thing. And actually, I've often said that in all my personal searching and striving to find meaning and purpose in life, I found nothing that does it better than feeling connected. Now, here's a way I can prove that to you. If you've ever had that experience of being connected, now this could be any which way, right? It could be with your partner, it could be with, somebody, a friend in college or whatever, that feeling where you were just really together, you were united in some way, right? Whenever you have that feeling, have you ever felt depressed? Have you ever felt anxious or afraid? Have you ever felt angry? You won't. They're actually mutually exclusive experiences. If you're feeling deeply connected, you won't feel any of those negative emotions because they don't coexist like that. This is the power of connection. And actually, when you feel connected, you do feel things like love, of course. You do feel things like purpose in a mysterious, kind of subtle way. So this is part of the hinting to you about what lies within connection. Now, the idea for this video actually came to me as I was approaching my meditation chair for the morning. Now, I meditate every morning, and I was walking over there. I was pretty focused on, here I am, I'm about to do this part of my morning and then move on with my day. And as I was doing that, we have lots of animals in our house, and one of the cats laid down in front of me and rolled over on his back, gave me those kitty eyes, like, love me, love me, love me. And I was about to just, walk right by and sit down in my chair and start doing my thing, and something inside of me said, hey, what are you going and sitting down at that meditation chair for? I mean, why are you doing it? And I thought, well, because I'm, trying to still myself. I'm trying to get connected with something deeper and be quiet. And as I was thinking those thoughts, I looked into that cat's eyes and we made contact. And I realized that anything that I could ever hope to get in that meditation chair was laying there right in front of me. Now, because what I felt and what I saw was whatever's looking outside of my eyes and looking at that cat, it was the same thing that was looking outside of that cat's eyes and looking at me. It was the same connection. It was the same urge, too, that cat wanted to be seen, that cat wanted to be loved. And if we're honest, we all want that, right? So you probably know the end of the story already. I laid my butt on that floor and I rubbed that kitty's belly for quite a while. And it was the most beautiful experience. It was as good as any meditation I've ever had. So what am I trying to point to? Well, there's a lot here, actually. I'm trying to tell you that in many ways, the connection that we experience, however it is, whether the partner, the walk, the kitty, it's actually showing us something that's very profound. And that is that we're not as separate as we think we are. I mean, what was looking out of that cat's eyes when we looked and we made connection like that? We just make eye contact. What is that? There's such a tremendous amount of unity there, actually, when we allow it. A lot of times we'll avoid eye contact. I don't know if you've ever had that experience or if you're very conscious of the fact that you do that. And a lot of times we do that because it's almost too much. It's actually an overload, right? Like, wow, this connection is a little too intense for me. I'm not sure how to handle it. Well, we don't want to get into that in this video, but again, that would come back to our authentic personal power, but we're not going to go there. I just want to talk about the fact that we have this ability to connect to the world around us, and that actually when we do it, we realize it's not as separate as we might think. There's another element to connection that's very powerful that I want to share, and that is the space that holds our ability to have connection. Which is to say, when I looked at that cat, there was, of course, distance between us. That's what it feels like, right? I look down and there's the cat and there's a distance from me to it. This is where we get the concept that we're separate, right? If you get in contact with that animal like that, you can sense the space that holds the two of you. And more than almost anything, that space that holds us unites us. Space, or emptiness, however you like to think about it. I mean, the space we're talking about must be empty to hold objects, correct? Whatever that space or emptiness is, it's actually an embrace. It holds us all. It holds everything. Now, I wouldn't want you to take my word for it, and this is actually not poetic or spiritual hokey stuff. This is reality. You can experience it for yourself, and I'm going to really encourage you to give it a shot. I often talk about, when I talk about space, I talk about my coffee mug. I have a love affair with my coffee mug, as I often say, because I love coffee, but I also love to appreciate the vessel that holds my coffee. Not just the coffee, but what's holding it, right? One of it is because of its form, because it's beautiful. And the other part is because of its function, right? Because it's holding. The empty space in that mug allows my coffee mug and gives it a way to come into my mouth, right? This may sound silly, but whenever I take the time to appreciate my mug and the space that holds it all, my coffee always tastes better. So, it's really funny like that, but it's very true. I encourage you to pay attention. If somebody has a hard time connecting with something, like, oftentimes in a meditation sort of style, you'll put a candle or a flower or a stone or a sacred object of some sort in front of you, and you'll try to make a connection with it, right? And if somebody's having a hard time with that, you can even do this with your own hand. It's a very beautiful and powerful thing to do with your own hand. And if you're having a hard time actually feeling that connection with it, I often tell people, pay attention to the space around the object, not just the object, but see if you can't feel the space that's holding the object. And often when we do that, we'll start to feel the connection. The other thing I want to say too is when I say see, I'm not talking about with just your eyes. Now I know this is kind of strange, but it's also very true and real. You see, you look with your whole body in a strange way. Your whole body has a way of sensing. So when you're looking at an object like that and the space that holds it, you're not just looking with your eyes. Look with your whole body. It's a wonderful experience. And actually, it brings such a centeredness to you and such a sense of connection and purpose. So I encourage you to do it. Get in touch with the space that connects us all. I thank you for your time. It's precious.